Hey, it's Chaya, and I'm back with another episode of Unstuck and Unstoppable, a series I created specially to take the curtain off and share with you how I transformed from the girl that was scared, that couldn't get out of bed, from the girl that had to do drugs and alcohol just to numb the pain, to the girl who isn't afraid, the girl who walks through everything that used to scare her with her head held high. The girl who's still afraid sometimes, but knows how to walk with it, dance with fear. The girl who gets unstuck and unstoppable all the time and keeps growing. I want to share with you what I did, what I learned from observing all the times I was stuck and observing how I got out and how I become unstoppable. And I want to share with you that formula over the course of the next 30 days, breaking it down to you so that you can actually, doing it with you so that you can actually change in a manner of 30 days, turning into the most beautiful version of yourself, turning into someone that's unstuck and unstoppable. Now, if you watch day 1 and 2, in day 1, we talk about turning this process into a fun one where you just show up. That's all you got to do. And if you watch day 2 as well, you actually got to meet your inner child at that point, and you got to see why you're doing it, what lives inside of you that needs help, that needs your protection, that only you can save, because there is no savior coming except for you. So be your own savior. And today, let's talk about how we turn our new standard into the one that we live in. How do we make a new standard? How do we really change our life? We do that by recognizing where we are today, what we accept today, and changing what we tolerate. Whatever you tolerate is what you're going to have. For a very long time, I tolerated abuse, and all I kept having was abuse. I would leave one story after another, and I just ended up with it again and again and again, until the last time. I'll never forget, I came into my therapist's office and I started crying. I fell down to the floor and I started crying, and she tells me, she says, "Hi, what's going on? Talk to me." And I couldn't put words to it yet. And that was the moment when I decided what I tolerate and what I don't. And I said it. I said, I can't tolerate this anymore. I can't pretend it's okay. It's not okay with me. There's no more putting into the darkness, putting into my skin this belief that I can be abused and there won't be any, I won't fight back. I may not have been able to when I was younger, perhaps, but I'm not that girl anymore. And that was the time where I finally stood up for myself. And I said, that's it. I will not tolerate it. And thank God. Since I couldn't tolerate it, I wouldn't tolerate it. It stopped happening. And not only did it stop happening, I had the ability to go back and start healing on that, healing on the pain, and start finding ways to help other women get out of this abuse cycle. And what I want to tell you is, what if you didn't have abuse? What if you don't have abuse in your life right now? What if you don't have trauma? You have a pretty awesome life. But you have this urge for something more. You want to just reach the sky. You know you could. You know you want freedom to a new level. You want to be able to get whatever you want. You want to be able to have free time. You want to have passion to the next level. What if that's you? Well, if you're not getting it, if you're consistently finding yourself in relationships that are mediocre or with people that you don't really find that kind of passion with, or if you keep finding yourself monetarily, financially just broke, something about what you're giving out to the universe is not the right thing. It's not aligning to what you want. You're telling the universe, on the one hand, I want this, and you're still saying, I don't want it. Otherwise, the universe would give it to you. So, I want to break that down. Whatever you tolerate is what you get, right? So why don't we break down, what do you tolerate? Get a full vision of it. For example, I wrote down, I have it right in front of me. I hung it up in my room every night. I just like look at it. I don't even spend that much time on it. And it automatically started to shift my life. And like literally the way it did it was just by making my new standard look so sexy. It looks so sexy that I don't want to tolerate all this crap anymore. Here, let me explain to you. So my not tolerated, or my old standard that I wrote down, are a lot of things that you may be familiar with. I'm going to read them real fast for you and you'll see what I mean. So, procrastination, stupid, suffocated, unworthiness, insignificant, disappointed, guilt, shame, vengeful, violated, failure, unwanted, withdrawn, rejected, isolated, lost, numb, fear, helpless, hopeless, betrayed, anger, attacked, bitter, controlling, jealousy, hurt, smothered, resentful, sadness, tormented, timid, outcasted, overwhelmed, stuck, depressed, strong-minded, opinionated, unyielding, impatient, weak, panicked, pained, regret, hate, distressed, abandoned, accused, despair, and scorn. As I read it, I get these weird feelings in my body. That's the truth. I used to live in that space. That was what I tolerated. So on a day-to-day basis, you could find me procrastinating and feeling unworthy and feeling guilt and shame. And that was just actually a couple of minutes. It was easy for you to find me feeling all those feelings at the same time. You could find me feeling unwanted, withdrawn, isolated, lost and numb. All of these horrible feelings. I tolerated it, so I felt them. I hate the thought of me allowing myself to feel that. That sounds like I'm not on my own team, right? That sounds horrible. And then I'm giving out to the world this vibe, this energy of I'm deserving of feeling lost, unworthy, because I'm choosing to feel that. Because I'm accepting myself feeling that. Not choosing, not necessarily. Sometimes I feel that. But if I'm accepting, if I'm tolerating it, then the world believes that I believe I deserve to feel that way, and it will let me continue to feel that way. Because the world works with us. Nature works with us. The world will give you whatever you make of it. So if you turn it into your enemy, it'll turn into your enemy. So if you turn yourself into your enemy, the world turns you into its enemy. So then, you know how sometimes you're feeling crap? I've had this before. And just feeling crap. And then suddenly I wake up and my car isn't working. My tire, and literally, and it just starts to rain and pour this whole horrible feeling. You were feeling that horrible feeling before it started. And then the world gave you more reasons to feel it, because that's how nature works. Now, if you feel grateful and compassionate and loving and kind and you feel like you have abundance, you know what? The world will give you more reasons to feel it. But if you're asking for money and you're closed, I guarantee you the world will not give you the money because you're closed. And I'm going to have a whole nother episode on this in the future. Money matters is a big one. But just to get you thinking, how do you feel? And start noticing, how do you feel when you ask for money, when you ask for a relationship? How do you feel? Do you feel open and excited for it? Curious? Or are you feeling shame, guilt, failure, rejection, fear, anger, jealousy? Get it? Now let's get to the good, sexy part. So I wrote in the middle, I wrote to remind me about the learning curve. And I'm going to explain to you that in a minute. But the new standard, or the goal. And I'm going to power out some sexy words that make me feel powerful and happy. My new standard, the place I spend most of my time in, and that's courage, fortunate, humorous, worthiness, confident, lively, pride, playful, respectable, appreciated, excited, faithful, authentic, comforted, deserving, passionate, freedom, and I underline that, enjoyment, certain, content, compassion, relaxed, gratitude, joyful, friendly, loving, understanding, fortunate, energetic, brave, affectionate, enthusiastic, gentle, trustworthy, eager, animated, peaceful, focused, leader, powerful, enjoyable, love with a heart, joy, adventurous, confident, driven, helpful, optimistic, success, happiness, and underlined fulfillment. Wow. These words just fill me with this yummy white feeling inside that makes me feel really great. And that's how you start making it sexy to become strong and powerful and beautiful and kind to yourself and loving. That's how you find a way to feel so like this process is a fun process. It's an enjoyable process. It's one that you can enjoy more than anything. And then the learning curve, what I want to remind you is trust the process. Time takes time. And then this is something I heard from Tony Robbins that I invite you to say after me. Now I am the voice. I lead, not follow. I believe, not doubt. I create, not destroy. I'm a force for good. I'm a leader. Defy the odds. Set a new standard. Step up, step up, step up. And I added in as well, do it all with compassion to your journey and gratitude for your progress. Compassion for the fact that you didn't know better or that it's going to take you time to learn it, and gratitude for the fact that you want to try so hard and that you're doing so much, and that for every little ounce of how you change. If your focus is on compassion and gratitude, you will enjoy the transformation. Now, the reason I took you all the way through all this, even though it took a lot extra time than I anticipated for, is because I want to tell you that today you have the ability to choose a new standard. You have the ability to change what you tolerate and to move forward. Stop tolerating whatever it is you don't like in your life. Just stop tolerating it. But most of all, find what you want to look like. Find a way to make it look sexy. Make a board like this if that's what you want. Enjoy it. Enjoy the process. Find a way to make this process enjoyable for you so your new standard becomes your new life, the way it has for me. It's so important for me that you guys understand this because it's so simple, but it's not easy. And you're not going to do it alone. I'm right here with you. So please, find your new standard. Find a way to make it look sexy as hell so that changing into it, transforming into it is enjoyable, is full of gratitude, full of compassion, rather than anything from your old standard, rather than it feeling failure, rejected, or all those feelings. You just start to feel more and more of this new standard and enjoy it. Alrighty. If you like this, if you like seeing my hard-earned success, my hard-earned understanding or space that I've finally gained, if you like it and you want me to continue sharing it, you know what to do. Like and subscribe now. I'll see you soon.